Growing up, my parents would always remind me that saving my money in the bank is very important. I tried doing that as early as possible, but the truth is I started saving religiously when I was in my late 20s. When I started doing that regularly, I was very, very happy to see how much my money is growing in the bank. Until such time that I'm realizing how interest is very, very small if I keep on just putting my money in the bank. That's when I started to think about other medium or vehicle to increase the growth of my money. And that's when I started thinking about stocks and bonds. I also realized that times have changed, and whatever it is that I'm getting from saving in the bank is not enough to even cover the rise in cost of my regular expenses. If I go to the grocery, I'm noticing that the amount that I needed before is not enough to cover this particular thing. Times really have changed. That's when I started researching and considering how I can invest on stocks and bonds.
Rihanna was right. In the last 10 to 12 years, there was a substantial decrease in deposit interest rates offered by banks. It was in the late 90s that you heard the banks doubling your money in 5 years. Currently, the banks can double your money in at least 36 years.
Everyone's concerned about the future. That's why I guess now is the time to really work. So given that, and especially since I'm not only looking after my future but also my son's, I started, and this is something that I kept on trying. I guess it's your typical story of starting a savings account but never really maintaining it because of the lack of discipline. But given that I have started a bit in what I have in the bank, I feel that I need to strike while the iron is hot. Like right now, you can still work, you're still able, the opportunities are there. So I was thinking, since I already have some in the bank and I don't see much growth really, I started investing. And so far, even though at first I was quite hesitant because it's taking a chunk of money, right now it's just, I guess, a habit that was formed. Right now I don't even have to look for the money that I am investing, and I can see that it multiplies. Right now, for my son and for myself, I have something to look forward to.
Now let's take a look at the growth of expenses. If you are sending a child to school, tuition fees double in about 8 to 10 years. Ordinary expenses can double in about 10 to 12 years. So if the savings of your bank doesn't grow as fast, there comes a time that you can no longer afford these expenses.
So was it difficult to invest? I would think so. It was quite challenging because I had to pass up a lot of opportunities because I had money invested. I couldn't take out the money from my investment or the money from the bank because I know that it was growing. It was very difficult because there were times when I needed the money, but then I had to reassess and I had to think about it myself and I guess reflect, did I really need to go to that sale? Did I really need that new laptop? Did I really need that new phone? And at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't the phone, the laptop, the jewelry, they weren't worth the amount of money that I've gained from investing. So comparing my life then to now, I would think that the years that I've spent investing my money and continuously putting a certain amount of my salary, a certain amount of my earnings into an investment was well worth it. Despite all the challenges, despite all of the self-discipline, it was well worth it.
247 has launched a program that will allow your savings to grow and double in 36 months, not 36 years. Let's take a look.
Life is brighter under the sun. Come on,
247 Provide is a program that encourages employees to save, which will help secure their financial future. 247 shall provide a contribution to increase the savings of the employees, making it significantly higher and sufficient at the time of its claiming period. Each employee will have their personal account under Sun Life through 247 Provide. All contributions will be invested together with the employee startup fund and the incentive fund in Sun Life Asset Management Company, Inc. It is projected that your money will double after 36 months. If you save every year, it will grow much more. Whether you decide to save or not, the company shall set up and contribute in your startup fund. Employee savings will be deducted every payday starting November 15, 2012, based on their preferred committed savings for 1 year. Employees with less than 2 years at the start of the program will be able to qualify on the nearest November after their second year anniversary. Do you want your savings fund to grow more? Sun Life shall grow the combined savings with Sun Life's prosperity funds under Sun Life Asset Management Company, Inc. With this arrangement, it is projected that your first year savings will double in about 3 years.
Okay. So let's talk about investments. And when I put that money in, I don't look at it every day because investment is for long term. That's why when I put in the amount, I make sure that, number one, it can sustain my expenses. Number two, I can provide for my family. Third, I can provide in the future, and that's where investment came in. So today, I invested my some amount into Sun Life. That's a personal investment that I made, where they categorized me as the mid-risk taker. That's why it's a almost guaranteed return, and it's also tantamount to the program that 247 is going to provide us, which is 247 Provides.
So what 247 is providing us right now is an opportunity to be able to invest, or in other words, investment is just saving. We all need to save a part of what we earn, and ideally, we need to be able to save it in an institution or an instrument where it earns interest. And 247 right now is partnering with Sun Life and giving us an opportunity to put in our money, and it will earn higher interest than normal, let's say, interests that we earn in bank. And on top of that, 247 provides additional funding, which all of the people who put in their savings there will be able to benefit from.
Right. So I think when we talk about investments, in essence, it's a really good thing, right? I mean, nothing beats that. In the long term, the kind of money you save over time, put in something that generates extra funds for you, which is exponentially higher than what banks would offer traditionally if you just leave the money in there. So I think the only crux to it is you need to put money regularly, and I think in this day and age it's tough to find extra funds month on month to put in there. So I think what 247 offers is actually an extremely robust solution for investing with just a little, and then expecting really high returns at the same time. So yeah, I think I'm really sold with this product, and it's really the first in the industry, and only in 247.
Start saving now with 3 to 4% of your monthly salary and be invested in the best in the mutual fund industry.